Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Thursday morning to you all. I hope you guys are getting up and having a great start to your day. We're almost at the end of the work week, so we're all thankful for that. Got 2 more days to roll with. I got you an update on what's going to unfold today, potentially weather-wise, as we do every morning video. We're going to give you a brief update on the tropics, also talk about a little bit of a severe weather threat for areas of like Wisconsin, Iowa, and northern Michigan. We'll talk a little bit on that and just talk about what's going on for today. So if you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. Hopefully we don't have any more crazy earthquakes today. Maybe some, and in a way it's kind of fascinating. It's kind of eerie at the same time and kind of weird, and it just makes you think what in the world's going on. If anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, we've had a lot of earthquakes here locally here in South Carolina, which is where I live. So there's been a lot of question marks. The experts are adamant that it is perfectly normal. They are the experts, so we can only go off what they say, but it is very odd what's going on. But anyways, if you guys, I think I've already asked you guys to subscribe, but if you guys got anything that I can pray about, please put it in the comments below, guys. Please do that. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it. It gives others an opportunity to do so too. Reach out to me if you got any special prayer requests. And if you just need anybody to talk to, I'm always here. And I'm always here for you guys if you need just somebody to kind of lean on, someone to talk to. So anyways, let's get rolling. Water vapor loop, as always, usually how we start this off. A little bit of dry air still trapped in between some moist air from the south and to the north. This will be replaced definitely today by some more moist air, big time moist air mass down here where you can see the more lighter colors. The darker colors is the more of that dry air, with just a boundary between more dry air and moist air setting up right around here. We'll have some ongoing showers and storms. A big plume of tropical air will move into Texas, Louisiana, even parts of Mississippi a little bit later this afternoon. It's already doing so this morning. And then rain will become more enhanced and just more likely for these areas. So we'll continue to watch this. But outside of that, watching this a little bit of a spin right here. This has a better spin than this does, and this doesn't even have a chance for the National Hurricane Center to develop into anything. But we're still watching this little spin, this little upper level low down here in South Florida that hasn't really moved much, and we'll see what it does over the next couple days. The Storm Prediction Center, just a general risk of thunderstorms across this light green area. The marginal risk, there is a marginal risk of a severe storm stretching from eastern Colorado all the way up into southeast Canada. And then you got the slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. And that is stretching from northern sections of Iowa through southeast of Minnesota, moving through the heart of Wisconsin into the northern regions of Michigan. So all the way up to Marquette. So tornado threat will be a little bit of one today, a 2% risk of a tornado, 25 miles of any given location in this region. So please watch out for that. Wind threat will be there. And then the hail threat, not so much, but the wind threat, there is a 15% chance of wind damage and 25 miles in any given location in this region right here. So watches and warnings, not a lot going on. Got some dense fog advisories in this color gray right here. Then you got the air quality watches or air quality warnings and advisories for this this gray right here. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. There's no flash flood watches or flood warnings up for any areas of Texas, so they're not expecting anything too crazy yet, but this could change a little bit later today, and so we'll watch that. Let's talk about the southeast first. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to have numerous showers and storms pop up for certain areas, especially if you're from basically Houston, Texas, straddling the entire Gulf Coast, all the way over the Panhandle, the Peninsula, all the way to the coastal regions of South Carolina. Showers and storms widespread in nature. Not everybody will see them, but a lot of people will. The entire peninsula of Florida will see widespread tropical downpours today. That's kind of typical of this time of the year, but I think today will be a little bit more enhanced. You'll see more just widespread coverage of showers and storms. The severe element to these storms really won't be there today. It'll kind of be like yesterday here locally in the Midlands for folks who watch here locally. It was just a lot of heavy rain, You occasionally heard a crack of thunder, saw a flash of lightning, but no real big time winds, just unloading huge amounts of rain. I swear we got about 3 inches of rain at my job in about an hour and a half yesterday where I work. But anyways, plume of tropical moisture begins to work its way into the Texas coastline, Louisiana coastline. But we'll see how this actually looks on radar this afternoon for sure. But Anybody up here in Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, Arkansas, points north, probably not going to see much in the way of storm coverage today. But up here in the Northeast, a pretty quiet day where you just got a flow with the jets well up into Canada, but it's dipping enough into areas of maybe Maine, things like that. And maybe you could get some showers a little bit later this evening. Other than that, quiet weather continues to dominate your pattern up here for the Northeast. For my south central U.S. folks, Texas, Oklahoma, here we go, a little bit closer look. Here comes this plume of moisture. This will be riding in about early to midway this afternoon. Watch out, Houston. This rain can get quite heavy down here. You guys could see 2 to 4 inches of rain between now and the next 24 hours, maybe more in certain areas, especially with this rain. Really just moves from south to north and just trains over the same areas over and over again. So please be aware of flooding today. I know you guys haven't seen necessarily a lot of rain lately, but a tropical air mass will be in place today, and a lot of moisture from this little tropical disturbance, if you will start shoving moisture back into this region, the western coastline of Louisiana and basically the northeast coastline of Texas. We'll see a lot of rain today. We'll see how far inland this will work as we work into tomorrow, but this will enhance itself again tomorrow, maybe develop a quick little spin and then move inland and maybe bring more rain to areas like Houston. Now this is for tomorrow, places like this, and then you can really take a look at the monsoon range really popping off here in areas of New Mexico, Arizona, where you guys are getting a lot of rain. I haven't talked a lot about y'all, and I do apologize for that. I just don't have as much time in the mornings. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm constantly moving. My life is the only time where I have some time just to chill is about the last hour, an hour and a half, 2 hours of the day where I dedicate that solely to hanging out with my family and my kids and going outside and just playing with my kids and things like that. So it's hard to cover the entire country. Some people say, you know, oh, well, why don't you mention the West? Why don't you mention this, guys? Why don't you make subtitles? Why don't you make different parts of your videos for different regions? That takes a lot of time. I know a lot of people just think it's easy just to segment out things, and that's pretty simple, but there's actually a little bit of a process, and every minute counts in my routine every single day, and I try to make this happen for you guys. So once I'm able to do this full time, I really, really hope to be able to put a lot more details and everything. Hopefully I can eventually get a room that you don't see where I sleep every night behind me. I don't like that. I know that's not super professional, but I've never took that real professional avenue of what I do, guys, anyways. I don't try to put on a suit, and all that kind of crazy stuff. And it's not crazy. That's just not my approach. Guys, I talk to you guys like y'all are right in front of me. But anyways, let's not get too far off the beaten path here. But anyways, I'm just kind of letting y'all know I do have plans for the future, but it's a work in process and progress. And, it's just something that I have to continue to work at. But the north central U.S. today, storms will fire. All the way from Nebraska, they will fire potentially in areas of Iowa, Minnesota. Check out these storms in northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan. These could pack a punch later this afternoon. There'll be an isolated tornado threat, but I'm not expecting an outbreak of severe storms. I'm not. But, you guys have been dealing with some severe weather already this week. We'll get a closer look at how this can unfold today. And here we go. This will develop as early as midway this afternoon in Wisconsin. And some of these storms will be intense. They will be. And then they will kind of move and kind of congeal into more of just a consolidated structure of storms, if you will, and we'll move into northern sections of Michigan and just south of Lake Superior, places like this. And, if you're up here, if you're in a small town, small city up here in Wisconsin, northern Michigan, please be weather aware because you will have some intense storms a little bit later this afternoon. The hail threat probably won't be quite as big, but the damaging wind threat and just that small 2% threat of a tornado will be there. So please be aware for sure. Temperatures today, where you have clouds and just a lot of tropical rains, the temperatures will be cooler, but it will be very humid due to the tropical air mass. So temperatures might only be in the 70s and 80s, but it will be very humid outside. So it's not like it's a crisp fall day, 70s and 80s, where it's really nice. The only thing really cooling the temperatures down, the only thing that keeps the temperatures cool in summer in the South is rain. But you're never going to have that cool, crisp 80 degrees. 80 degrees is never cool and crisp. But, when you get that first cold front, of September here in the southeast, and you walk outside, it's about 82 degrees, but you don't feel any humidity. And that morning it was maybe 58, 59 degrees. I love those mornings. It's just a sign that the seasons are changing. But anyways, that's not the air mass you ever get in the south, especially the further deep you get in the south near the Gulf Coast at all. But anyways, where you are not getting a lot of clouds, a lot of rain, temperatures will rise well into the 90s in the Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Ohio Valley, Arkansas, Missouri, and then a little bit more of a dry heat out here in the Central Plains, but still very hot, approaching 100 for areas in Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas for sure, but a nice day in the Northeast, as it seems like that has been the dominant pattern up there. But a little bit warmer than New York City, New Jersey, places like that, Washington, D.C., a little bit warmer today for sure. And you can see more of a tropical air mass really building into the region, replacing any kind of dry air that was in place. Still hanging on some nice dry air. These are dew points in the 60s and 70s. So it just tells you that tropical air mass is starting to replace any dry air from the lingering influence from the trough that affected the eastern and central U.S. a little bit earlier this week. National Hurricane Center update here per 5 a.m. update. Nothing has changed. Still a 40% risk with this. This is still a potential tropical cyclone too. And this is just probably not going to develop. Just a little bit of tropical moisture throughout all the islands of the Caribbean. We still do not have a named storm, and this is why. This thing is sheared out. It looks like poop. And, it looks probably worse now than it has the last 2 or 3 days. And it's probably because of a little bit of land interaction. Plus, it's dealing with some shear. A little bit more shear than I think we expected. We'll see what it does. But listen, I'm telling you right now, I can't be wrong. The National Hurricane Center might be wrong. I have a feeling this isn't even going to take the name Bonnie. It's going to have to improve a lot over the next 48 hours into this area of the Caribbean to take the name Tropical Storm Bonnie. But I definitely think it could become a named storm on the Pacific side, which would not take Bonnie. I'm not sure of their name, but this is a totally different hurricane list on the Eastern Pacific Ocean here. So we'll see what it does in the next 24, 48 hours, but this is just weak sauce out here right now, really. It's still got a little spin right here watching this, but we're still watching this. We already talked about this will bring moisture into Texas, Louisiana. But other than that, that's all I got, guys. Thank y'all. Do one more video tonight, then we wrap up the month of June. This was definitely, after looking over all the analytics and stuff, the slowest month of 2022 by far. It seemed like it was going to start off better than May, but it definitely slowed down. But we'll see what July brings, and as we get a little bit deeper in the hurricane season, I'm looking forward to interacting with you guys, breaking things down, and growing my audience, and continuing to keep the same audience and the family atmosphere we have. So luckily, there hasn't been any smart comments lately, any rude comments. So that's how I can always tell that I have my regular family atmosphere viewers viewing in. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys have an awesome last day of June. And y'all have a great day. Talk to you this evening.